What's up, guys? It is Corey from Super Kami Guru 9000, and as you guys know, I watch a lot of anime. I've been watching it for years. It's probably one of my favorite hobbies and one of my favorite pastimes. And just recently, a brand new anime just started. It is known as Kill La Kill, and it is done by an animation studio called Studio Trigger. And they're originally a team that used to work with Gainax, and they happen to be the creators of one of my absolute favorite anime of all time, Gurren Lagann. And if you haven't seen Gurren Lagann, you need to see it. It's the best fucking anime ever made. Lucky for us, the talented team at Studio Trigger has given us Kill La Kill, this brand new series which just started today. And I have to say, from the first episode alone, from an animation standpoint, it is absolutely gorgeous and one of the best things that I've seen in quite some time. Now, I just got done watching the entire Attack on Titan anime series, and that one looked gorgeous. But this is just a completely different type of style altogether, as most other anime series are. And this one is very distinctly Studio Trigger, the guys who worked on Gurren Lagann. The minute it starts, you're going to immediately get that feel from the animation. And the actual story of this anime is absolutely insane. It's almost impossible to truly convey, so I'm going to try to break it down for you. Essentially, it's like the ultimate spin on the slice of life show or the school comedy show. And it takes it to an entirely new level, an action-packed level at that, and it involves a lot of really crazy characters. Now, essentially in the setting, there is this school, which is known as Hononji Academy, and it's full of a bunch of badasses. Even the students are all pretty cool because they have these special uniforms, which are known as Goku uniforms. Why are they called Goku uniforms? I don't know. Insert Dragon Ball joke here. The point is, these suits give them special powers, and they all have a special ranking of 1 to 3. So a lot of the lower level students have 1, and then there's some that have 2 that have some really cool powers, and then there's like the student council guys who have like the level 3 suits, and they have a ton of crazy abilities, and you're immediately introduced to a crazy concept at the beginning of the episode. You see them in class, it seems normal at first, and then all of a sudden this big fucker comes in, and he's got like this 3-star outfit on, he's got spikes all over him. I believe his name is Gamagori or something like that, Ira Gamagori, and he's the discipline person in the committee in the council, and he just immediately starts like fighting with this one guy, and they go outside and they have this crazy battle. It's almost impossible to describe. Gamagori has these like big whip things that he can like grab this guy with, and he literally like slings him around the entire school, and you just have to take all of this in, you know. It's impossible to describe the animation of this episode. And this is just the first one, so I can only imagine how crazy it's going to get from here. And the story really hasn't even started yet, and it's already insane. We're also introduced to a lot of the other members of the student council. There's, of course, the class president herself, Satsuki. She looks like she's going to be kind of like the main antagonist of the series. She, of course, comes across as very haughty and all that other stuff. But then there's a few other members who are just weird and all over the place. There's this one boxer dude who has a lot of fighting in this episode, which is just insane. So essentially, we're introduced to this crazy school, and then we are finally introduced to our main character of the series, Ryuko Matoi. She's a transfer student. She gets ready to come to the school, and she just sort of strolls into town. And that's when we're introduced to this setting, which essentially is this like giant school sitting on this like mountain, and there's all these like townspeople that live below, and it's basically just like this big like slum area. I'm not sure what to make of it yet, but essentially she goes up to the school and she immediately starts learning about everything. She's introduced to this one character by the name of Mako, who is completely goofy as hell. And then when she actually gets to the school, we learn that she's looking for someone, and she's looking for like the top dogs of the school, and we get to see when all the student council members are coming out, all the other students have to bow to them. When Ryuko sees the class president, she jumps right in front of her and pulls out her weapon, which is this giant pair of scissors, which is only a half of scissors. Work with me on this, and she's basically looking for the other half of the scissors. Why? We don't know. All I know is we get this huge action scene where Ryuko has to end up fighting against this guy who has these giant boxing gloves, who is able to summon even more boxing gloves to punch her. This is the craziest show to describe, by the way. The first half of the episode was pretty insane, but the second half of the episode takes things to sort of a crazy new level. Now, even though you don't even have time to come to grips with what's going on in this world, they immediately start throwing more story at you. As Ryuko escapes, she goes to this weird dilapidated house, which I'm assuming is hers, and she's mentioning her father, who may or may not be dead. I don't know. She's being followed by someone, but she's obviously on some sort of like revenge mission of some sort. And while she's at the house, she falls through this like trap door, and as she does, she's in the bottom of this cellar. And work with me on this, please. All of a sudden, this uniform comes up. Yes, it's a sailor school uniform. Jumps up, and it has a face, and it starts talking. And it actually looks like something out of Gurren Lagann. It looks creepy as shit. And apparently, it's like this sentient Goku uniform that forcibly attaches itself to Ryuko. And apparently it's going to give her one hell of a power-up. The final half of the episode is where you truly get to see her powers demonstrated with her brand new Goku uniform. And it's a crazy action scene, to say the least. She actually gets to fight against the boxer in a big boxing ring. He's using all of his crazy, like, summoning boxing gloves and all this crap. And then she's able to reveal her brand new outfit, which leaves little to be desired. It reveals quite a bit. But essentially, it gives her a huge power boost. She's able to beat the hell out of this guy in a really, really flashy manner. She ends up sending him literally flying right in towards the student council. And even the student council president gets a little bit of blood on her face, which clearly pisses her off. And the episode ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger. And you're left wondering, what the fuck did I just see? I could almost talk about this episode forever. There are so many little details in this single episode that it just confounds me that there's going to be a whole season of this stuff. Just the animation alone is absolutely gorgeous. It's frenetic. It's crazy. It's all over the place. It's super exaggerated to the nth degree, but you know what? I love it. All of the colors are really vibrant and crazy. It's almost a really hard show to follow because there's just so much to see in every single frame. In fact, I'm going to have to go watch this episode at least 10 more times because it was just a really fun anime to begin with. And like Attack on Titan and like a lot of other classic anime series like Evangelion and Gundam and Dragon Ball, it's the type of anime that when you watch it you realize it can only be an anime. This could only work in anime form, and this is why this medium exists. And God, if I cannot wait to see the rest of this season, because I don't even know where the series is going to go from here. I'm not sure if they're trying to go for comedy. I mean, a lot of the stuff in the show is really, really funny. I mean, there's a lot of slapstick, and there are parts where they try to, you know, be serious. Like, they do try to, like, play it straight, which is what makes it really funny, because everything is just so over the top and insane. But still, this is an anime that you need to check out. This is going to be one that people are going to be talking about this season. Quite possibly, it might be the best one of the year. So obviously, I loved this episode of Kill La Kill. I am amped. I cannot wait to see the rest of this series. A series that is almost impossible to describe, but there it is. So if you guys did get a chance to see this episode, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Maybe some stuff that you saw, maybe some of your favorite scenes. You can let me know with your comments below. Remember, guys, before you leave, make sure and give this video a thumbs up. Absolutely one of the best ways to support our videos. And you can check out some of the other ones we got up top, too. So I will see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.